Hey. Hey. Um, in that last video there, I should have included this video. I'm going to show you a video. I just want you to click on the link. This is just a short video. Especially at 4 minutes and 50 seconds. So when it gets to 4 minutes and 50 seconds, you'll see what I was talking about in my last video there. Can you imagine that? I would have to research and look at the area that they found all this stuff. But these sulfur balls, think about that. Think about the story. Think about what they're finding. They're finding like layers, like thick layers of a natural disaster, which is fire from the sky. Not fire in the sky, fire from the sky, something from the sky. And you have to ask yourself, would a meteor do this? But why are all these sulfur balls? And you think, doesn't the Bible say sulfur in some places? I forget off the top of my mind right now. I'm eating, so like my mind is, but I just had to share this. It was over a wide expanse, and you got to listen to this one. And these aren't Christians talking here, but the main person who's being interviewed here believes the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Why? Because of what they found. So they found bodies that were like, what it was people getting hit halfway up their bodies because they were behind a wall. You'll have to look. And then they can do the calculations, what angle the fire came from. And this is where people like Joe Rogan say, we need evidence. What evidence do you ever think you're going to get? What does Romans 1 tell us? Sorry, I got a real itch. Give me a sec. Can't reach my back. What does Romans 1 tell us? That none of us have excuse that God exists, because creation itself is like a testimony against us. So if we don't believe, then Romans 1 applies to us, those who don't believe. What is it? I think it's like the most evidence. People tend to believe a lot of other stuff, like let's just say Julius Caesar, let's just say Nero, let's say Hannibal, and they believe these stories, but they don't believe Jesus when, they don't believe the New and Old Testament. And why is that when it's not even a close call? How much evidence there is through manuscripts. I think there's 6,000 manuscripts that we can go to. Nothing even comes close. But we know the devil, right? We know his tricks. We know what he does to trick us. So it's a really cool story. Was there anything else I wanted to say? When I play videos of people, I'm not calling them, any names or anything, people who are interviewing each other. What I'm saying is the people in the Catholic system, I'm very careful what I say about people, okay? I'm very careful. We all should be. Michael, Michael the Archangel, he only said, a railing accusation against the devil. He said, just the Lord rebuke you. Sorry, I'm out of breath. But so watch this. Excellent video. You'll like it. It's very interesting. And I think for one of my next videos, it's gonna be one of my next 3 videos for sure, because I'm done writing it. But we know that maybe we don't all know who watch religious videos, Christian videos. I don't like the word religious. That many of us have been affected in our life by a narcissist, okay? And it was no different with me, because sometimes our journeys to Jesus Christ were halted by someone like a narcissist. And it's like, God put us, them in our pathway, not to hurt us, but to chasten us, to make us know, look, you have to put your boundaries up. Pardon me a sec, and I'll just finish this off. I don't think a lot of, well, how many people really know what a narcissist will do to a person, what they do to people? Because the people who haven't been affected by one, let's say for more than 6 months or a year, they have no idea. There's a lot of stories that go with it. There's a lot of Christian YouTubers have become Christian YouTubers because of narcissism. And you have to get away from it any way you can. So I was no different. I was affected by one. And why do I make it so poignant, like that I must talk about it? Number one, it's a testimony. And, the person that I dealt with, I guess being a Christian and wanting to do the right things, always wanting to do the right things, I didn't want to say it, and thinking that it might hurt them in some way. But this is my story, and actually it was them being purely evil. I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to hold back and not tell my story. I've wanted to for a long time. Listen to me when I tell you this. If you don't know what your boundaries are, you're open for death, literal death. When these people meet you, they try to get in with you. What they do is mirror you. So you're like, they love bomb you, which is at the beginning. It's like they call it the honeymoon phase. Let's just say it's a woman and she says she likes you. You're like, you're getting along, everything's going good, whether that be online, whether that be on the phone, whether that be in person, it doesn't matter. So they mirror you. And so in the beginning, you're like, they like everything I like, this is going great. And they do that for so long. And what they do to drag you in is they use their looks. Okay, if they have them, a lot of them do. And looks will go away. Looks go away. That goes, You have to count those things as dung, right? Everyone's going to have to come to that point. And but that's what they use, and they use sex. Why? Because they pull you in. That's their way to pull you in quick. Because otherwise, if they can't pull you in with sex, they have a much bigger chance of you finding them out and seeing all those red flags. And with me, I ignored those red flags. I saw them. But I was in a lonely place. Like a real lonely place with all those pain disorders that I have, coming out of a literal hellish place. And so I'm going to tell my story. I don't dead name. I don't do that. Um, but absolutely not hold back on my story. When you think about it, you want to tell your story. You're like, I don't want to hurt that other person. But when you take an overall look at what they were trying to do to you, I don't think so. So it's unbelievable the things that they can do, the things that they do. And once you learn what it is that these people do, it's like they all have a single book they read from. They're all the same tricks. It's a big book of tricks, but they're always a victim. If it's not an overt narcissist where you can clearly see they are, it's called covert narcissism, and they're very short-handed. Like they, sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm probably going to stop this video now and go for a walk. Yeah, I've been waiting to say my piece for some time, and I hope it helps you in some way. In my view, I think it is evil. It's evil that you don't know exists on this earth, and you just need to look on the internet. You'll see many stories. The ones with a Christian background are the ones that I find most interesting, because it helped them build up their boundaries, learn what people to keep out of their life, and you know what? After that, like, I don't have a girlfriend, okay? I don't have any of that stuff with the things that I deal with and how busy I am. But the way I look at it is I would never look at a woman again that isn't a Christian, born again believer. I'm saying born again. I remember Billy Graham said that. I would not. I don't even know if I'd say date. If you're gonna go with them, might as well marry them, right? You got to meet them first or whatever, but it would have to be a born again believer. You could put any woman in front of me, and I'm not gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say yes. I don't care how they look. I don't care how much money they have. That isn't God. I want God in my life, right? How can two walk together, one in light and one in darkness, unequally yoked, right? Anyways, thanks for watching this. I just wanted to show this video, but I started rambling, so there you go.